Hi and welcome to Pharma Life Education YouTube channel. In the series of biochemistry video, our next topic was glycogen storage disease. What is this glycogen storage disease? We already discussed what is glycogen. So glycogen is a storage part of glucose in the animal cells. So this glycogen has to be produced as well as utilized. If there is any problem in the production or utilization of this glycogen, that can be called as an glycogen storage disease. There are different types of glycogen storage diseases here. So mainly I have classified few glycogen storage diseases based upon the presence or occurrence of these particular diseases. Now we will see one by one. So where this glycogen will be stored, mainly in the liver as well as muscles. So based upon that, we have categorized type 0, 1, 3, 4, 9, 10 as the types of glycogen storage diseases which will be happened in liver, whereas 5 as well as 6 will be happened in muscles, whereas type 2 will be occur in liver as well as muscles too. What is the source causes of this glycogen storage disease? This was due to the lack of enzymes. These glycogen storage diseases will be happen due to the lack of enzymes. So the enzymes has to be produced from the genes, where if there is a defective gene, then that will leads to the glycogen storage diseases directly. So this can be called as an hereditary disorder too. Now next one was symptoms. These are all the common symptoms. We are going to see the common symptoms of glycogen storage disease. I'm not explaining the type 1 or type 2 symptoms. Common glycogen storage diseases symptoms was low blood sugar. So we know the characteristics of these low blood sugars. And next one was enlarged liver. You can see the enlarged liver, how it looks for an infant, right? So enlarged liver and slow growth as well as muscle cramps are the common symptoms which will be seen in glycogen storage diseases. And next, these are all the glycogen storage diseases and its corresponding names. These are all the most probably they have given the other names of these glycogen storage diseases with the scientist names, as type 0 as Lewis, type 1 as Van Greek diseases, type 2 as Pompey's disease, like this. And you can see this one and you can have a snapshot uh, for your education point of view, because this kind of other names can be asked in GPAT as well as your bit paper in your final examination. And next one, so you can take a snapshot of this particular picture now, because you can clearly see what kind of diseases will be seen in which kind of in which kind of lack of enzymes. Here you can see that type 0 is caused whenever there is an lack of enzyme called glycogen synthase. So where this glycogen synthase will be utilized, so in the synthesis of glycogen. And type 1, so where is type 1? So here you can see type 1a, conversion of glucose 6 phosphate to glucose. That is also very important, right? So in the conversion of glucose 6 phosphate to glucose, what is the enzyme used here? Glucose 6 phosphatase. If there is a lack of glucose 6 phosphatase, then that will leads to some the disease called type 1a. And there is a type 2 type 1b also. And for example, we will see what we will add one more thing. And if there is a lack of enzyme called acid maltase, which will be converting this lysosome, I mean glycogen, directly to glucose by the lysosomal degradation with the help of acid maltase enzyme. So if there is a lack of acid maltase enzyme, then that will leads to type 2 glycogen storage diseases here. So you can see, you can have a snapshot for your exam point of view here. And next one, here I have explained type 1 symptoms, I mean types of glycogen storage diseases with their symptoms too. So type 1, you can see the picture here: enlarged liver and kidneys, low blood sugars, high levels of lactate fats, uric acids in the blood, impaired growth and delayed puberty, bone thinning from osteoporosis, increased mouth ulcers and infections. You can have a snapshot. I will provide all the information for you, and you can have a snapshot of all these symptoms. So there is nothing new symptoms here or which is very difficult to remember or understand here. So these are all the common symptoms. I have concised all the symptoms here, which are common for respective types of glycogen storage diseases here. You can have type 1, type 2, type 3 as well as type 4 symptoms individually here. And next one, I have given here type 5, type 6, 7, 7, 8 as well as 9 of symptoms. Here you can have a snapshot. These are all very common things I have given in a very simplest way. You can have a snapshot of this one. And how to treat this one? Frequent high carbohydrate meal during the day. See, the importance of this glycogen was, if you are having a meal at, for example, 8 tiffin at 8 o'clock, that indicates that from 8 to your meal, that is approximately 1 o'clock, you are not going to have any food, right? So in the meanwhile, the cells requires energy, whereas you are not taking any meal to provide energy for the cell. Now the cell will be utilizing the glycogen to convert into energy, right? So in the night times, for example, from 6 o'clock at evening after taking the meal to morning 8 o'clock, that means approximately 14 hours, your cell will be relying the energy from the glycogen only, right? You can understand the importance of glycogen here. So every time you can't have all your glucose for your for the cell energies. So the glycogen, which is a storage part of glucose, will be utilized whenever there is a need of energy, right? So frequent, I mean, if there is a lack of glycogen storage if there is a lack of enzymes for that one, so what we need to do, we need to give the carbohydrate meal in the intermediate, I mean, in frequent low doses, not in the high doses, in the uh, low doses of the meals will be given to the patients here. And cornstarch, which is also composition of a glucose, will also be used for the treatment, right? So these are all the few treatments for the glycogen storage disease. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, if you understand the content, please like, share and comment to Pharma Life Education YouTube channel. Thank you.